Things aren't what they used to be is the rallying cry of small minds. When men say things used to be better, they invariably mean that they were better for them because they were young and they had their hopes intact. The world is bound to look a darker place as you slide into the grave. This right here is a quote from Joe Abercrombie, which is what I want to start the video off with today. I've been feeling absurdly lost in my life recently. It's not as if I've hit a rock bottom place, but I feel aimless, coupled with this reminiscent emotion, but it's like typical feelings for a 19-year-old to deal with though, right? But rather than navigating this mess that's in front of me, I've found myself chasing the happiness I felt when I was younger, when I used video games to unknowingly escape all these negative feelings. I'm coming to my own conclusion that nostalgia is just a heavy drug that's used to remedy any uncomfortable feelings and just give you quick bursts of peace rather than long term. But just why isn't it expressed how addictive this is? All that escapism just leaving a trail of memories you can hardly remember. It always starts with this initial bliss that always gets me hooked where everything just feels right. I'm excited and I'm ready to delve right into the past. But then I always inevitably just stop myself out of this worry that what I may experience right now might ruin that old magic that had me so hypnotized in the past. For example, for me at least, Monster Hunter is this game where nostalgia doesn't purely control what I can take out of each game. But at this point in my life, I've just been wondering, am I playing this series because they make good games? Or is it because it's been a part of my life for so long that I'm just way too scared to detach from it? I can't at all speak for other people, but I feel like with any news drop regarding a long-running series, Pokemon for example, you're hit with this wave of awe and then you instantly start to compare it to what's been done before. It's like the past is never just left alone. And then just following this, when the lines begin to blur between past and present, you hear people just start saying these really scary lines where it's like, it's not the same anymore, or it's just not as good as it once was, which might be true, but it's also kind of not that much. I've been personally sworn to never be that person who's saying these lines. I've begun to wonder, is nostalgia my friend, or is it really just my enemy disguised as a friend? To give a little more insight on my perspective right now, the thumbnail of this video is a reference to the iconic Kanye album cover Ye, which actually says, "I hate being bipolar, it's awesome." Just to show how conflicted I've been feeling about this topic, and I've been needing somebody else to back me up or at least give me their point of view. For the sake of clarification, I don't think by any means that gaming is becoming not fun or even that Monster Hunter is becoming a bad game now. But I just can't help but notice this weird, bitter feeling inside me that wells up when I want to spend that time longing trying to revisit the original innocent feeling I had when I had first picked up the controller for the games that I love. I had one idea that the identity of that bitterness actually is all the experience I've collected over the years of building biases and fixed mindsets, just cogging the machine in my head, wanting to experience something in the new eyes again, but I'm just becoming closed-minded. I really wish it was just easier to shut off all this mental static and the noise that life gives you. But at the same time, fighting through it is what makes you fall in love with the things that you decide to give your time to. You know, communication and sharing that feeling of connection about the things you love definitely helps shake this feeling that I have. Then how do you know you're not just two people bitterly stuck in the past, comforting each other as the world just brutally moves on? This is something I've just been starting to see in certain spaces of the internet. It's a trap, but I try to avoid it because I think my biggest fear, coupled with all this anxiety, is just living in the past. It also definitely doesn't help that I feel like I have this innate commitment to a lot of things because I started them when I was young. including gaming, sports, etc. So I feel like when I boot the game up, for example, it's out of pressure rather than just enjoyment. I can already tell some people might not even understand the level of care or interest into this topic as much as I do. But I think just getting this off of my chest, now I can approach things with more of a mindfulness. Anything I do partake in won't just be to chase the feelings of the past, but for actual present enjoyment and to get better. That's all I really got for today's emotionally charged therapy session, yap session, whatever you want to call it. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic, your experiences, etc. Trying to get back into streaming, active on Twitter. We're gonna be really close to completing GU. So close to getting that 100%. So yeah, man, take care of yourself and catch y'all in the next video.